Good morning, Salena. How are things in the Yinzer world?
Good morning, sunshine. Just living the dream out here.
I got to ask you a question I haven't asked before. On Saturday, I drove down to Portland. I have an affiliate down there, wonderful affiliate, News Talk 98.5 FM and 560 AM. And Aaron Chadburn is their Saturday morning uh, guy. I began in talk radio on Saturday morning. So I wanted to, and he's a young guy, went to Harvard, Harvard Business School, Harvard Law School, really great conservative. Used to work with Paul LePage. And I began to wonder, I wonder if they have Saturday and Sunday radio in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and across the, do they, or is it all gone now?
Oh yeah, no, they do. There's several local stations with local hosts that a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are deeply rooted in Pittsburgh or Western Pennsylvania. So we still have that. I know what you mean. I When I drive across the country, I always try to find local stations. I usually stick to AM, so you can just get a local flavor of what's going on. They're harder and harder to find, but really enjoyable if you tap into them.
Yeah, I've got a great affiliate in Erie, which has got a great, very strong lineup, and of course in Pittsburgh we've got local hosts, and I'll be appearing with them in later in October. But what are they saying? What are the opinion makers of Pennsylvania telling you about which way Pennsylvania is going, Selena?
Um, there are a lot of these hosts try to sort of bring out what's happening on both sides and let people decide. However, most of the hosts believe, whether they like him or not, that Trump is dominating in our state. More so possibly than what we see in the polling.
So by dominating means 3, 5%. Do you believe that, Selena? Because I really don't believe any of these polls, especially after yesterday showing that Donald Trump has got a considerable lead among the Latino vote over what a considerable better performance in the Latino vote over what he has previously done in any either 2020 or 2016.
So I see that, but I look at it a different way. I look at it as a more dominant vote among working class and middle class. These polls divide people up by race. And I have found, in particular, since 2018, 2020, going into 22, that voters are voting more among people that are like them and not the same color or same ethnicity as them. They vote more towards their community. So I have been following this Hispanic vote um, shift for several years, and it to me it seems more like your community, your working class, as opposed to your race. But yes, that's a really long way of saying yes, I see that.
And do you see a shift in the Jewish American vote? By the way, there's a shift in the Arab American vote in favor of Trump because they want stability to return to the region and they do not like the terrorists in Tehran. What do you see in the Jewish American vote when Netanyahu is really on a roll now? He and his government are just taking out the bad guys.
I don't know if people realize the significance of what has happened in the past week, but oh my goodness, it is just mind blowing to see what he has done in terms of effectively eliminating the terrorist. And oh, among the Jewish vote, yes, I have seen a shift. How significant it will be, it's hard to tell. Um, a lot of the Jewish vote has a lot to do with college education, and college educated people tend to and sort of those characteristics and those leanings that you pick up in higher education institutions tend to still go towards the Democratic Party.
Okay, last question in terms of Donald Trump and his crowd size and all that sort of thing. Visible support matters. It's not an indication of much, but it's an indication of something. What is the visible support of Donald Trump in Pennsylvania?
Well, like the past two election cycles, the signage is always so fascinating. And it's not the amount of signs that you see, however, there are a lot. It is where you see them. What is that telling you? Is it where you predict to see them? Or is it in places that you don't expect to see them? And so we've seen this broadening in working class neighborhoods and working class homes. As the coalitions have changed, conservative, you see more Trump signs. However, when you see that now, the anomaly is when you see it in a suburb, right? Because we now expect to see um uh, Harris signs there, but I'm seeing them in the suburb, Trump signs.
Salena, I keep looking forward to your next column. All of them, for anyone who wants, can be found at salenazito.com or follow her on X at Zito Salena. Follow me to hour 2 of this Monday edition of the Hugh Hewitt Show. Stay tuned.